Hello, and welcome to another episode of the TM3 Life channel. And today we have a special episode for you as we will be reviewing the Harley Davidson LiveWire. Davidson LiveWire. But before we get into that, it's time for Snapple Facts. Hello and welcome to Snapple Facts. I'm going to reach in here without looking and grab 2 Snapple caps at random. And every one of these facts that I read is the first time that I'm reading them for myself, for you. Snapple fact number 1. A mile on the ocean and a mile on land are not the same distance. Okay, which in turn gives us the term nautical miles, right? So there we go. Fact number 1. Snapple fact number 2. A day on Venus lasts longer than a year on Venus. Now you gotta think about that one for a second, right? Our Earth days come from how fast we spin on axis, the planet itself. And our year obviously comes from our rotation around the sun within the solar system. So this is essentially saying, which I think is amazing, I'm a huge astronomy guy. So a day on Venus, so essentially the planet Venus rotates so slow on axis that it takes longer to rotate on its own axis than it does to complete a revolution around the sun, which is really cool. Gosh, love that fact. And that's gotta be a new one for most of you out there. So fantastic facts today, and I'm sure you all learned something. Till next time. Alright, welcome back from Snapple Facts, folks. The LiveWire has 4 driving modes. The first driving mode is rain driving mode. And this mode is a great mode to start out on if you've never driven a LiveWire before. It has full functionality of all the nannies and traction controls and ABS braking and all of that, plus a lightened throttle response, which just allows you to gradually get used to how an electric motorcycle is going to behave. The second mode is range mode, and that kind of says it all, right? It's the mode that you're going to use if you want to extend the life of the battery for a longer duration of time. It's still going to have all the nannies, it's going to reduce the throttle response a little bit, and it's also going to increase the regenerative braking, or off the throttle braking, which means there's no brakes involved, it's just the regenerative braking of the electric motor. And with that, and the decreased throttle response, you'll have much longer battery life. The third mode is road mode, and this mode is pretty much your everyday driving mode. This mode is going to resemble more like your everyday motorcycle, or your ICE vehicle, internal combustion engine vehicle, if you will. It's going to have the nannies like ABS brakes and traction control and all of that. It's going to have a good responsive throttle, and it's going to have some decent regenerative braking. Finally, we have sport mode, and sport mode is awesome. Sport mode reduces a lot of the nannies in there, like traction control and ABS braking, and gives you the full response of the throttle, which is very peppy and torquey. It also delivers a very high-end strength regenerative braking as well. This is the mode that I drove in the most, as I feel most comfortable in that mode, because it's most like driving my Tesla. High regenerative braking, very peppy acceleration, and performance that just puts a smile on your face. Okay, so a couple notable mentions about the LiveWire. One thing that I think is really cool is when the motorcycle is essentially started and the kickstand is up, you'll notice a haptic heartbeat. That's right, the motorcycle has a heartbeat. So as you sit there at a stoplight, you'll notice that the bike has a little bit of a pulse. It's very light, it's not obnoxious, it's just letting you know that it's there and it's ready to go. Another thing that you'll notice driving the LiveWire is obviously a ton of torque. That's just, everyone knows that about EVs, right? They have torque instantaneous as soon as you grab the throttle accelerator. So it has a ton of torque available right away, a ton of technology packed inside. It's a heavier bike for a sport bike. It's in the 500 plus range pounds. However, through the twisties, as you saw in my video, it handles just fine. It's very well balanced. And the one thing about the Harley Davidson is that it's made with very high-end components, Brembo brakes and other high-end components that you'll see on a lot of their other Harley Davidson bikes. So you know that not only is it built in America, but it's built well. Also, this happened. As you can see there, the camera that I'm talking to you with right now went for quite a ride, and this is the damage. There was a plastic or glass lens in there. That smashed. It's dented, it's scraped, even the mic is scraped, but everything still works, and that's why you put your GoPro in a case. Alright guys, so that is the test drive in the all-new Harley Davidson LiveWire. There are some things that I do want to go over, some stats that you're going to want to keep in mind if this is something that you're looking into. The first stat is the range. Everyone always wants to ask range, and what is the range? The range in the city on this bike is between 120 and 140. On the highway, you're looking between 80 and 90. And I know the next question is going to be, well, how fast is it? What's the 0 to 60? 0 to 60 is 3.9. You can always dial that down a little bit. I'm sure there's some tweaking that can be had. Other things I wanted to show you that might be a little bit different than some other EV motorcycles, and that is its charging capability. So let's take a look at that. So right here where you would normally find your gas cap is going to be your charging port. And in here you're going to be able to see that this does have level 2 charging capabilities. So you can do this in your garage, or you can do it at any of the level 2 chargers that might be around in your local area. Let's take a quick peek. Alright folks, well that's it. Hope you enjoyed the ride along, and just wanted to go ahead and thank our friends at Wilkins Harley Davidson for letting us take this out on a ride and do a review for you.